Welcome, welcome. Let's see. All right. Okay, we start again. Great. It's your favorite Dr. Honey, Dr. Faith Abraham, and welcome to Millionaire Capacity, our masterclass for the month of April 2022. This is what we do every single month in Life Mastery Academy. We have our monthly master classes. If you sign up for our platinum package, that allows you to also have one-on-one coaching time with me. You literally save a lot of money. It's a lot of value, but you save a lot of money if you're trying to do one-on-one sessions with me, because my pricing has gone up as I have been doing this for 15 years, been very successful in getting my clients the results that they deserve and that they want. And so with that, we have increased it. So if you want to get good quality coaching at a great price, then you can sign up for Life Mastery Academy. You'll get your one-on-one coaching, you'll get your group coaching, you also get access to the vault, the 24/7 access to the vault, 365. And the vault literally contains some of my best-selling books, Christ Confidence, Soul Issues. You get access to all the master classes, as well as gaining access to other resources that is going to help you be the success that you know you want to be, you're supposed to be, you desire to be. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started in Millionaire Capacity. This is also actually cultivated from a post that I put up recently. In that post, basically I was saying, it doesn't matter if you sow, it doesn't matter if you tithe, it doesn't matter how much you do that. That alone will not make you a millionaire. And it stirred up a lot of controversy, and it probably piss some people off, and that's okay. I know my calling is to do that, but it's to piss you off to the higher and the next place, okay? So that riled up some people, and people wanted some clarity and some understanding on what I meant by that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a very straightforward person. I like to cut to the chase. So let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of things that you can do. And those things that I just mentioned, tithing, sowing seeds, and things like that, those are great. Those are spiritual principles, right? But you still have to have the practical, earthly realm principles operating in your life to get the results that you are meant to make. Millionaire capacity literally means the capacity that you have within yourself as an entity, as a human being, to carry millions of dollars. Many of you watching me right now have capacity to hold a lot of dollars, but those dollars caps off in the hundreds. Those dollars cap off in the thousands. Those dollars cap off in the hundreds of thousands. Millionaire capacity is something you have yet to grow to, but that's why I'm here. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this today, okay? Just to let you know, if you have no idea who I am, my name is Dr. Faith Abraham, your favorite Dr. Honey, and I have been coaching people into success for over 15 years. I opened my practice back in 2016. Before COVID even hit, I shifted. Just getting downloads from heaven, I shifted into 100% virtual. So when COVID hit, we didn't take a loss. We didn't go and take a dip. We went up because we were still serving our people. We were still giving them what they want. We were taking in new clients. We were helping people get to the success that they wanted to get to despite the current affairs, okay? Also, too, just to let you guys know, my journey hasn't always been here. I literally started in Arlington, Texas, in my one-bedroom apartment, $425 that I could not pay. I was doing up and down in my network marketing company. Sometimes $4,000, sometimes $3,000, sometimes $0, sometimes $50. So I was super frustrated. I couldn't figure out what was wrong and why I couldn't continually make that type of money that I wanted to make. And so when I got to the point of being depressed, having suicidal ideations, I said, something has got to give. I literally went to church on a wing and a prayer. And in that sermon, it was made clear to me that though I was made for millions, I could not hold millions. I needed some personal development. And that is what started my journey. So from not being able to pay my rent at $425 to now being able to live in one of the most desirable zip codes in all of Atlanta, Georgia, to driving Bentleys, Benzes, BMWs, just take my pick and whenever I want, doing what I want to do, traveling in the middle of the week and being able to work from that destination spot. I got here, you guys, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. And I don't say that to brag. I'm saying that to let you know that it's possible. If I can do it, you can do it. If I was able to go from flat broke, not being able to pay my rent, not being able to pay my bills, just literally speaking to my car like, do not run out of gas. Don't you dare. To now being able to put my gas tank on F, from relocating from Texas to Atlanta, Georgia, literally on a refund check and starting my life all over again. We moved over to Atlanta, y'all, and we had nothing, but we literally felt led to start a university. Recently, we had our spring commencement ceremony. It was gorgeous. It was phenomenal, okay? It was everything we could have dreamed of. And I said, God, I thank you because this is 12 years in the making. We've been in Atlanta for 12 years. This is 12 years in the making. The success that I'm having and experiencing and living today, by the grace of God, has been almost 20 years in the making. So is it an overnight thing? It's not. Is it a worthwhile thing? It absolutely is. So I'm going to show you today, and you are definitely able to do this, okay? So let me go ahead and get into some of this with you today, okay? So millionaire capacity, like I said before, really comes down to what's going on in here. What personal capacity do you have? When you have a lot of different experiences, you have a lot of different things that you've observed, you have a lot of situations that have beaten you down and have pushed you to a place of obscurity, it's going to be difficult to still feel like you could be a millionaire when you've experienced everything that looks opposite of millionaire status. And so what happens is you've had life programming happen to you. And I teach a lot of this to my clients, and a lot of times I just work with them through it because they don't realize that they've been programmed. They've literally been brainwashed to be broke. They've been brainwashed to settle. They've been brainwashed, watch this, to have situations and circumstances happen, and then you rationalize them to taking you away from the bigness of who you really are. Some of you are, from the time you can remember your existence on the earth, you know you are meant for big things. You know you're meant for great things. You know without a shadow of a doubt that God has so much in store for you. But you've been through so much that it literally just programmed you, or even we can say reprogrammed from who you were born to be. That you were reprogrammed for who God made you to be into your situations and your circumstances. And now this is who you are. And so what's actually having to happen in your life is, if the life as you know it isn't what you want, isn't what you desire, isn't what you, when you go to sleep and you close your eyes, you're like, yes, this is my life. This is what I want. This is what's like. And when you wake up and you're like, dang, it was just a dream. Then we have some programming and even reprogramming to do. Your life has programmed you. Now we need to do some reprogramming. When I had that epiphany of understanding that I myself, as an individual, as an entity, did not have the capacity, didn't have the barometer, didn't have the wherewithal to contain millions of dollars, that's when the personal growth started to happen. That's when I started kicking things in high gear so that I can become everything that I needed to become for the millions. Because for me and my life, millions means to me success. Because now with those millions, I can go and build orphanages. I can go and build schools. I can pay for not only my kids' college schooling, but also kids in other countries. Like right now, my husband and I, one of the things that we love doing is we take care of kids in Nigeria and we pay their boarding fees, we pay their school fees, we pay for their uniforms. Why? Because we've gotten to a place where we've reprogrammed ourselves from being okay with being up and down and level to the ground to now living out daily miracles. And you can do that too. Before I show you this, I'm going to tell you about my client. And one of my clients, one of the things that she continuously did was this is the way I describe it. She self-sabotaged, but it was through her thoughts, okay? So she sabotaged her own success. So at one point, she was making about $6,500 every single month with ease, guaranteed. And for a lot of people, that's a lot of money. That's good money to make that in her business every single month. However, she had a bigger goal of getting $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year breaks down to about $8,333 a month. She was making $6,500 a month. She couldn't figure out how she could get to the $8,300 so that she can make $100K in a year. And so she started rationalizing like, okay, maybe this is all I'm good for. This is as good as it gets for me. This is what it's meant to be. But that was not the case. What was happening was her life programming only allowed her to see herself at $6,500 a month. So when we started doing this stuff right here that I'm going to show you, that's when stuff changed for her. That's when she now started making $9,000, right? Went from 6,500 to about 8. So she hit 8. Then from 8 we went to 9. Then from 9 we went to 12. And it just became this steady progression. But what happened was her thoughts, let me write this on here so you can see it. Her thoughts were creating her emotions. Okay, you can see that really good now. Her thoughts were creating and facilitating her emotions. And those emotions that she was having were creating the actions that she took. So in her case, her thought process was anything more than 6,500, that's going to require a lot of work. And I just can't do it. Like, that's too much work for me. Like, 6,500 is comfortable. It's okay. I'm making it. I'm taking care of myself. I'm helping my mom. It's okay. I'm good. And that's a noble thought to think until you realize and tap into yourself and say, but I really want to make $100K a month. Okay, well, now we got to change the thoughts that you're having so that the emotions that are bubbling up inside of you cause you to take actions that actually build something and create something. This is literally what I call the tea. Y'all talking about sipping tea and gossiping and stuff like that. Those people, run away from those people. Those people want to keep you programmed into nothing. Those people want to keep you programmed into you being less than who you're supposed to be and who you're meant to be. Those people don't care, are not concerned about whether or not you live a purpose-driven, fulfilling, rewarding life or not. I'm going to tell you right now, they do not care. Those people who are spilling the tea all the time, run from them people. You need to get with some people that got the juice. You need to get some people that got this kind of tea, okay? Your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. So when we realized, okay, she was really thinking the thought that anything more than $6,500 was going to be hard work, tedious work, bad labor. And so she was producing an emotion that made her like cower down, shrink down from the big goal. So therefore, she never took actions. But then when we started changing her thoughts to say, you know what? 6,500 is my baseline. It's not my cap, it's my base. That's what I make easy with no effort. It did take effort, but we said it's easy, it's no effort, because she knows that she can do that. That's base, right? And so then she started getting an emotion to where it was like, okay, if 6,500 is my base, then that means I can make a whole lot more. So now the emotion she was having was excitement. And she was excited. And so that excitement now facilitated some actions that made her feel like, oh my God, I can totally do this, and got her to get creative, got her to open up inside, got her to see herself more than how she was seeing herself before. And once we did that, guys, her norm is about 10 to 15K. So we have some more work to do, right? So that she can keep going in that, and some different strategies that we can implement into her business. But I'm telling you about her because you have to understand that it's not the fact that you're not made for millions. It's the fact that your thoughts, you've been programmed to have certain thoughts, and those thoughts are hindering your ability to produce those millions. So even if you sow a seed, that's great. But if your thoughts are contrary to the seed that you sown, you won't see those millions. You won't be able to generate it, because you can't bypass what's happening internally just because you're doing the right stuff spiritually. You have to have the inner capacity to generate and hold that type of money. The same way we see millionaires, not millionaires, but lottery winners, people who are millionaires because of the lottery. When they win the lottery, you hear a lot of stories. I literally was watching a documentary the other day, and there one gentleman, he won millions of dollars. He said it was the worst thing that ever happened to him in his life. And you listening to me, you're probably like, what? Give me the millions. I would figure out how to use it. It wouldn't be the worst thing for me. It'd be the best thing for me. But understand why he was saying that. It was the worst thing for him because he now had to live a life he wasn't prepared for. He now had to live a life that he didn't have the capacity for. He now had to live a life, like, it's one thing to say I want to be a millionaire, and another thing to be a millionaire and other people know you're a millionaire. If you haven't built the internal structure, if you haven't built the internal foundation, people are going to be walking all over you. All that fear, that doubt that you already struggle with is going to be amplified times 10. Like, it's a beast to go from point A to Z in a flash, especially if you're not prepared. If you remember, God told Abraham, look up at the stars. As many of the stars as that you can count, that is your inheritance. That's what I'm going to give you. That's what you're going to get. Abraham looking up at the stars wasn't just like a way for him to go to sleep. It was a way that God was literally causing his inner capacity to grow, because he didn't even have a child on his own, let alone have as many stars in the sky as you can count. What was God doing? God was shifting his internal capacity. He was asking him to do something which now would challenge Abraham's thoughts, which would now trigger certain emotions, and then he would take specific actions. Are you seeing how this stuff is connected? A lot of people say, oh, your emotions don't have anything to do with the money you make or how rich you are or how your business goes. That's not true, guys. If you can get your emotions in line with your spiritual, those two in tandem together, oh my goodness, you are now synchronized and syncopated, and you soar, you shoot up, because now you're not in resistance with each other. Now you're not in resistance. And I didn't even put this in, but I'll put this in for you here. That's your belief. And that's life as you know it. All of this is life as you know it. All these things produce the life as you know it. So now the goal is to change and to shift. And I know that word change is so scary. Nobody likes change. Our brain is wired to go with, go with the routine, go in a habit, go in this wave of continuing. Okay, is this what we do? Great. Is this the way to work? Okay. Is this how it goes? Great. And as soon as somebody changes, like, oh, everybody's all up in arms and upset. But I'm going to tell you that your best life, the life you're born to live, the life that you know, like you're so frustrated at night, you're so frustrated, you don't know what to do, you hate your job, but you can't quit your job because you got to pay your bills, child, you're trying to still get your new wig, your summer is coming up, you're trying to eat healthy, you got to keep that job, right? So, but you're frustrated because you have to go to that job that you don't like so that you can keep your lifestyle going, okay? And it's just the most frustrating thing. You're having all this pain occurring in your life, stuff that just keeps happening and holding you back from winning and getting to the place that you want to get to and creating the results that you want to have. And you go on social media every day and you see people who are living your life. Like, how annoyed do you have to be to go on social media every day and you see people traveling and they're working from the beach and they're working from this hotel and they're on the plane and they're going over here and buying this, the bag that you've been eyeing for the past how many years, and like seeing all that stuff, it really can get and become heavy. And then you start having these thoughts that literally jeopardize the millions that you are made for. But when that capacity within you changes and you now rise up from the frustration, from the anger, from the stuff that you're seeing, now life starts to flip. Now life starts to change. Now things become this great and magnificent life that you know you're supposed to live. Now things start happening for you, right? Now you're going beyond the limitations and the boundaries that are over your head. Like, how literally would it feel for you to be able to tell your kid, hey, you finished school, you don't have to worry about being bored at home this summer. I can pay for you to go to a camp. You're going to camp, okay? You're not going to be home with me. You're not going to be, you're going to a camp and I can pay for it. And we're going on a trip to Disney before the summer is over. And, grandma and grandpa are, like, there's a life. There's an enjoyment that you can have when your capacity increases and your capacity changes. It's such a beautiful and glorious thing to be able to once live a life that seemed like there was no way out. There was no good that was going to come out of it. And then it turns and flips and becomes every single thing that you know it could be. Like, oh my goodness, wow. And that's exactly what my client, Kevin, had to do for himself. But this time he was laid off. He was laid off from the job that he had been doing 4 years, and it was sales. And here's the kicker. He actually liked his job. It just took a lot of time. So he didn't have time for his family. He didn't have time to start a business. But with the layoff, it forced him to, hey, I got to start something. And so when we started working together, I was like, okay, Kevin, what do you like? What do you do? What's your jam, right? Like, what are the things that make you excited? What are the things that come to you easily and naturally? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, come on, that's too easy. Tell me what you like to do. Tell me what if I said, and I went to your job, your old job, and I said, hey, what do you know Kevin for? Oh, he's good at sales. He's the best. Da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, Kevin, if you like sales and they say you're good at sales, let's get a business where you can teach people about sales. And he was like, I never thought about it. I know. Let's go. And literally, guys, we started working through this and building out his business. And now Kevin has time for his family, and he has the business, and he's literally living the life that he's always prayed for, because he took the time to increase his capacity and rewire his brain, and undo the programming that life had given to him. I'm not going to let you, this is what I tell people all the time, and I even post it on my social. If you don't want to become everything you're meant to become, if you don't want to be everything you're meant to be, if you don't want to experience everything that you're meant to experience, then I am the wrong person to follow. Don't even come on my side of the internet streets, okay? Because my side of the internet streets, I'm going to boost you up. I'm going to elevate you. I'm going to tell you the things that you don't want to hear because you need it. And because I love you enough to tell you. I'm going to show you where there's opportunity for you to grow and literally become everything that you're meant to be. Like, there's no reason. Yes, life is 50-50 and bad things happen and good things happen. But guys, your life shouldn't be 90% bad. It shouldn't be. You should literally be enjoying life. You should literally be having miracles happen for you every single day. You should be going from, and it really is time for us to go from needing a miracle to living a miracle and seeing little miracles every single day. We should literally go from needing a breakthrough to being the breakthrough, living out the breakthrough every single day. It is so possible. It is so possible. It's literally everything that God intended for us to have. But we have to work through this to get to the other side. And I know it's not sexy. I know I could probably have a lot more business. I could have a lot more clients. I could have a lot more things happening if I would stop saying do the work. And I would stop telling people, I tell them do the work, W-E-R-K, not W-O-R-K. Do the work, get the work done. Let's work through those emotions. Like, I could have a lot more clientele and make a whole lot more money. But I don't, because I want people to know the truth. You're not going to become a millionaire vicariously or just overnight. You're not going to go to sleep and just wake up and be a millionaire. Every single person that's a millionaire is a millionaire because they were intentional about being a millionaire. And I'm going to show you this. They shifted intentionally their capacity for millions. I call it Simba. This is literally what I had to do to go from not being able to pay my rent to upgrading, being able to pay rent months in advance and still have enough money to go on vacation, still have enough money to put the kids in this camp and that camp and summer, and they sign up for this sport and that sport. This is literally what moved the needle. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is. If you don't have your pen and paper yet, you should go ahead and grab it. Go ahead and grab it. You need to have your paper and pencil for this, okay? And I'm going to show you this. Literally, this acronym is what took me from desperation, depression, suicidal ideations to where I am today. And literally, this is what I wish somebody would have showed me all those years ago. But it's okay, because, you know, life is what it is. And I figured it out so that I can show you and I can give you what I didn't have myself. So here we go. You ready for it? Let me give it to you. This is how you shift your capacity. Because unless your capacity gets shifted, if you are, for example, your body literally changes according to, wherever you are and what's happening. If you step outside the house, your body temperature is gonna increase because it's hot outside, the sun is blaring, it's summer, it's hot. So your body, I need water, I need something to drink. Then you step into your house and your house is at a cool 75. Well, that's a little hot for some of y'all. Let's say a cool 70, okay? I like warm spaces, so I don't complain. But 70, that's cold, right? Let's say 68, that's a cool 68, especially in the summer. So you walk in and what happens is your body temperature adjusts and goes down and drops according to the atmosphere around you. The atmosphere around you determines your personal body temperature. So that means the barometer of the house is stronger than the barometer of your body. Let's not get into anatomy. We know why, but follow me, the example. So the barometer of the house is what's dictating, right? The temperature set in the house is what's dictating your body temperature. So now what has to happen is your internal capacity is going to be the barometer that dictates the money that comes into you, that dictates the money that you can create, that dictates the opportunities that come to you. Because if your thoughts are, oh, people don't like me, doing business is hard, this is so tough, I can't get this right. And that's the way I was thinking when I was in my business. Like, I was literally like, my money's always funny. And guess what? My money was always funny because that's what I believed. That's what how my thoughts were. I would say stuff like, man, if I could just pay this bill, I'll be fine. If I could just do this, I'll be fine. And guess what? I would just be able to do that. So my internal barometer was not set. It would just fluctuate and go up and down with whatever my external circumstances were. And you got to stop doing that. That's why some of us live the type of life that we live. That's why stuff is so hard for us and we go have so much pain and exhaustion and trauma in our lives. Some of us have trauma from the stuff we've done to ourselves and we've allowed to happen to ourselves. Because as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. If you're always thinking like, oh, this is hard, it's hard. Oh, I can't get this right. You're right. You can't get it right. Oh, this is this. It's going to be this. Whatever you think it is, that's what it is. Because your brain is set to focus on whatever you focus on. So if you say it's hard, yep, it sure is. And you stick right there. You stay right there. But as soon as you hear something or you get exposed to somebody and somebody starts talking life into you and somebody starts showing you the way and somebody starts moving those limiting beliefs and those barriers off of you and letting you know that you're a success. You were born to succeed. You were born to be great. You were born to do more than just pay bills and die. Like, for real, y'all, I refuse to be that person. I cannot be that person that's just here to pay bills and die. Like, what's the point? I have to live. I have to enjoy. If I see somebody else enjoying life, well, if you said that they can enjoy it, then I get to enjoy too. I'm making a point for me to enjoy as well. If somebody else can travel, I'm like, you know what? I like that travel lifestyle. I accept that and I receive that for myself. Then guess what? That's exactly what it is. Because as I think in my heart, so I am. As I think within myself, so I am. And it works, guys, because your thoughts, your words, you can't see them, but you know you have them. You can hear your words. You can kind of see, I guess you could say you see your thoughts, but you know the thoughts that you think, right? That's what separates us from animals. We know the thoughts that we think. So with those thoughts that you think, You can literally start thinking the thoughts you want to think to create the life you want, because your thoughts are spiritual. They're invisible. But there's spiritual things that cause things to happen. And I always say, thoughts are things and words create worlds. The world that you live in, life as you know it, is created by the thoughts that you think and the words that you say. So when I started experiencing the capacity shift, I got the revelation. I started growing in the personal development. I started shifting on the inside. And baby, it was uncomfortable. It was not cute. I'd be smiling on social media, but my eyes would be red, bloodshot, headache, okay? Tears in the pillow and everything, because I was really shifting. But I wanted the shift because I knew if I shifted, my shift would take me to millionaire status. If somebody asked me right now, what would you rather do? Earn $100,000 or earn $1 million or win $1 million? No, I want to earn $1 million, because if I can earn $1 million one time, then that means I can earn it 2 times, 3 times, 10 times, 100 times. I don't want anything given to me like that. I want to know how to fish. Because if I know how to fish, then I can fish for myself and I can turn around and teach somebody else. That's a lesson for you right there. So let me show you how you're going to shift your capacity, okay? You're going to follow my system right here. And it's called Simba. And Simba stands for see it, okay? See it. This is visualization. I created a visualization card, and I have it for all of our Life Mastery Academy members to download for anything that you're doing, any event, any business goal, anything I want to do. I have my visualization card and I write it out in the past tense on how I want things to go. And I do that because I'm reprogramming my brain. I'm programming my mind to take me to the future before I even get there. So I see it. If you can see anything, you can get there. Write the vision, make it plain. Some of y'all too cute. Y'all don't want to make a post. Y'all don't want to do a vision board. Y'all don't want to make no poster. Y'all don't look. Y'all got me talking. I'm getting a little comfortable. Y'all don't want to write your goals on a board in front of you. And I get it, because hope deferred makes the heart sick. You haven't hit the goal, so why keep showing the goals to yourself? But it's not that there's anything wrong with the goals. Before you don't believe in the goals, make sure that you shifted, okay? Make sure that shift happened within you for the goal to take place. A lot of times I was sitting there just waiting for God to do it. God, do it. I don't know why you're not doing it yet. I don't know what you're waiting on. I don't know what the problem is. It was like so frustrating. Like, oh my goodness, like just be annoyed. Like, do you not hear me? Like, what is going on? But guess what? I started getting little nudges, and I'm going to show you in Simba something, a particular element that really helped me to see that, honey, this ain't God. This you. I was like, ooh, you rude, but it's okay. I'm going to take it. But that's what they're there for. So you got to see it. So once I started seeing the vision, then I started seeing myself in the vision, and I started becoming the woman that I saw in the vision. What would future Dr. Faith do? What would my future self do? What would my future self say? How would my future self handle this? How would the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business behave? How would a multi-millionaire establish herself or conduct herself or have this conversation or do in this situation? How would I show up as my future self, as the woman that God made me to be in all of her fullness, nothing missing, nothing broken, nothing lacking, everything that I need? How would that person react and respond to this situation? I started seeing that woman and behaving like that woman. And then my life started becoming exactly like the life and the vision that I saw for myself. So Simba, you got to see it. You got to invest in it. You got to invest in you. I literally had a client and, doing well in business, making good money, 6 figures, super easy for him. Great things happening, right? Big things popping. Whoop, whoop. We're excited. And I told him about a friend of mine that had a $20,000 course. And that stopped him in his tracks. He was like, wait, a what? I said, oh yeah, she has a course that's $20,000. That's the cost. That blew his mind. But guess what? He had invested in me, and now I had exposed him to something he had never considered before. And I said, hey, do you think you have something to offer? Do you feel like you have enough value that you could create a $20,000 program? And he was like, I've been doing this for years. I have more than enough. He just couldn't believe it. He was just like baffled. And I said, okay, well, let's do it. He was like, yeah, this is so easy. I said, perfect. And that's the thought we wanted. This is so easy. This is so easy. And it wasn't, oh, who has $20,000? No, this is so easy because he had already invested in himself. He knew that if he could invest in himself, then somebody was going to be able to invest in him. Hello, somebody. If he was able to invest in himself, then he knew that somebody would invest in him. So when you invest in yourself, you get exposed to ideas, you get exposed to people, you go into different situations and environments and atmospheres that literally shake and shift you into your next level before you even realize you've been shifted. It opens you up into a new realm and way of being. And that, y'all, that within itself is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. Like, that's how you do it. So I encourage you, sometimes you guys, you go to these conferences and you're going because you're excited and there's celebrity and there's cloud and there's all this stuff behind it, but don't invest in conferences just for the cloud. Go to the conferences to shift, to get that new idea, to get that new revelation, to get that new understanding, to get that new awareness. That's why my husband and I host the Millionaire Mastermind that we host, so that you can come to beautiful locations, you can go to beautiful events, you can come to our home. At one time we had a VIP where you had to pay for VIP and you came to the home. You can see what a 7-room home looks like, having a movie theater, what that looks like. Because then what happens is when you shift, you start operating from a different place. Now, guess what? You're able to operate at the level we operate because you've tapped in, you've rubbed elbows, you've connected yourself with something bigger than yourself. That causes the shift. That's what makes way, literally, for the seeds that you sow to come forth. They're not separate. They're together. They're in tandem with each other, okay? So you see it. You invest in it, and this is your capacity, and you meditate on it. Listen, God told Joshua, meditate on the word day and night, day and night, day and night. That way that you will make your way prosperous and you will have good success. And check out what God told him. He said, you will make your way prosperous. He didn't say, I'll make your way prosperous for you. He said, no, meditate on my word day and night, and you will make your way prosperous, and you will have good success. I don't even have time to break down success. Everybody's version of success is different. But I'm going to tell you right now, you got to meditate on it. You've got to take that time every day to meditate. Meditation is also a way to reprogram your mind. And even the Bible says, and think on these things, whatever things are good, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are holy, whatever things are of good report. Think on these things. Why? Because when you think like that, those things that are just, that are good report, you're thinking positively. You're thinking like, man, even if this car breaks down, there's something for me. Even if it does. Not that you want it to break down, but even if it does, even if something bad happens to me, I know that thing is going to work out for me. I know that thing is going to turn out good for me. And that's how you meditate. Meditating is thinking and pondering upon something. And when you meditate on something enough, it literally goes into your subconscious and starts carving the crap out and scooping out the nonsense, okay? So you meditate on it. B is you got to get you a backseat driver. Now, catch this analogy, okay? Let me draw this out for you. If you have a car, this is your car, and you driving along, this is the thing. This is you. Cars usually represent destiny, represent you. And you got God in the passenger seat. Yes, I put him in the passenger seat because there's too many times where he said, just like I just quoted, you will make your way prosperous. So you have to work in tandem with him. In tandem. Then guess what? Who's your backseat driver? Me. You're a coach. Having a coach that will hold you to a standard, that will keep you accountable, that'll expose you to things, that'll put opportunities before you, that will cause you to see yourself bigger and better than you've ever seen yourself before in your life, that will sit there and see you with no bias, no filter, none of the filters and the doubt and the fear and the pessimism and the experiences that you have against your own life. I don't see that. I don't have that problem. That's you that carries that. I don't carry that. All I carry is what I see from you. And when I look at people, I can see the good. I can see the gifts. I can see the talents. I can see the abilities. I can see what you're capable of and how you're going to look 5, 10 years from now. So that's what I start to share with you. And as your backseat driver, hey, you know, you said that you were going to do this. You said this is what you wanted out of life. You said that this is what you felt like God was telling you. Let's go. Let's do it. If you have God in the passenger side and you got me in the back seat and you doing the driving, baby, you good. You're visualizing it. You know the vision and you're headed towards the vision. At any time, we can redirect you. We can pivot, right? You're meditating on it. So you're literally becoming that person that your future requires. You're becoming that person that the millions require. Because if you were that person today that was capable of millions, you would have it already. You don't have it because you're not that person. You don't have the millions because you're not that millions person. You have not become that person within you yet. You are capable of the millions, but you have not become the millions person. That is why you're not seeing it. This is literally the blueprint to get you there. And when you implement, even working with your thoughts, and you're seeing it, now you're literally crafting and restructuring, reshaping, resetting yourself and your capacity to be able to hold millions. As long as you're holding a grudge, you can't, it's going to be hard for you to hold other things. You're holding on to all these different, man, Erykah Badu, that song aged really well. Bag Lady, you carrying all these bags. What capacity and what room do you have to carry another bag of millions? Because when you have millions, it's fun. It's exciting. It's a nice, robust life. But you start having people put expectations on you that you weren't expecting. Okay. All right. You start having people wanting you to do things, expecting you to pay for dinner, expecting you to get them a car, expecting them to take care of themselves. And right now you're saying, oh, I wouldn't do that. That's not my job. But let the money come into your hands. Let's see how well you've established yourself to have those type of boundaries. It gets hard. That's why those lottery winners lose that money really, really fast. Really, really fast. So you got B, your backseat driver. That's me. Okay. I'm not gonna let you fall into all those different things and self-sabotage and the doubts and the fears and all that kind of stuff that you get into, the lacking accountability and not wanting to do the work and just feeding yourself all kinds of nonsense and lies and settling. I won't let you do that, because my job is to help you to keep going in your car of destiny. Then A is Amplify You. This is the hardest one. This is the hardest one. People don't like, especially women. Let me talk to my ladies. Women do not like talking about themselves. They don't like tooting their own horn. They don't like sharing the things that they've achieved and they've accomplished, because we were told ladies don't do that. We don't brag. We're told we don't talk about our successes. If it's meant to be, then God will let people know who we are. And God will show them in due time. Stop. I don't know what you do unless you tell me. I can't figure out who you are. I can't figure out who you are unless you let me know who you are. I don't know that you have something great to offer unless you let me know. I don't know you have results unless you tell me you have results. When I share my clients and I share my story, where I came from, that's not for bragging rights, but it is to let you know who I am. It is to let you know that I am a success coach. I come here to help people gain success. And your definition of success, whatever that looks like, I got you. We got it. I'm your backseat driver. We're going to make it happen. I'm in the car with you. Let's go. I have the tools, the resources to support you. I have testimonials after testimonials of the years that I've been doing this, from counseling and coaching couples, people who are starting their businesses from scratch, people who have six-figure businesses but want it to go higher, are stuck and cap off. That's what I do. That's what I'm great at. And I'm great at figuring out how you're wired and seeing you for who you are, so we can go ahead and work together, not with a cookie cutter, fly-by-night way of doing things, but doing things in a way that is authentic and unique to you. That's what I'm good at. That's my superpower. I can see your goodness. I can see your glory. I can see your abilities. I can see what you're good at. And don't take it from you, but rather figure out ways to implement that into your life, implement that into your business, so you can have the success that you desire to have. That's what I'm good at. So that's what I tell people, because if I don't tell people, who's going to tell you? I'm not going to wait on no angel to come and tell you. I'm going to tell you for myself, okay? And ladies, you got to do that too. You have to let people know. You have to tell that story. You have to be able to amplify yourself, or in other words, embrace your story, embrace yourself, how you're wired, embrace it, own it. You know what I mean? Own that stuff. Because when you own you, everybody else either has to own it, or they're just going to leave you alone, which is better. Either you like me or you don't. Figure it out quickly, so that way we don't have to spend all this time trying to figure it out and playing fake and phony. For what? For what? Let's just know right off the bat. So we can move forward, because I got to shift into my next. I have to shift. I don't want to stay at where I am. If you don't want to stay where you are, you gotta implement this. This is the ticket right here. If this Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, this your golden ticket right here. Simba, this your golden ticket right here. See it, invest in it, meditate on it, backseat driver, and amplify yourself. That's how you're gonna do it. The spiritual stuff is great. It's necessary. Sow the seeds. Break the spirit of poverty. Break that stuff off of you. Even when you do things in the spirit, you still have the work to do to execute in the natural. You're a spiritual being, have an earthly experience. You can't just forget about one or the other, or do one or the other. You got to do both. You got to do both. And when you do both, that's when you get the results. That's when you see your life change. That's when the pain reduces. That's when the stuff starts breaking. That's when the real friends come. That's when the authenticity comes out. That's when you can feel free to be yourself. You can feel free. Feel free. That burden of faking it till you make it and all that stuff. No, forget about it. Just be you. Be you. I'm looking at this one. Amplify yourself. Enjoy. If you're monotone, be monotone. If you're loud, be loud. If you're like me and you use your hands a lot, use your hands a lot. Be you. Be authentic to that. I've never seen a millionaire, especially multimillionaires, that do not understand themselves, have not done this part of amplifying themselves, of embracing who they are. Honey, you are so unique, and that is where your key is. That's where your key is. Your key to life is right there in your uniqueness and your difference. There's nothing that will come out into the marketplace right now that we don't want lookalikes. We'll say, oh, that looks like a fake, that's a knockoff, that's a Gucci knockoff. That's that one's over there trying to act like Toni Braxton. She trying to act like she's Toni Braxton. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't like stuff that looks like other stuff. We like unique things. We like different things. So be different. Be different. Shift your capacity. Operate in Simba and implement the Simba. So here's the thing. I'm done, you guys. This is how you're going to shift your capacity. This is where you're going to go. If you're missing this part right here, the backseat driver, because I don't know anybody who's successful that doesn't have a good coach, a good mentor, hasn't learned. I don't know anybody. If you know somebody, let me know. But I have never met anybody that has ever said that they are successful and they didn't have a coach, a mentor, someone who pushed them, someone who believed in them, someone who gave them some type of resource or tip or what have you that helped them to get to where they are today. If you're looking for this, then I want to offer you Life Mastery Academy. And that's my monthly membership program that you're actually on right now. Every third Saturday of the month, we do a masterclass. And we cover these topics that people don't talk about, that people don't know about, that you literally have to go and pay thousands and thousands of dollars. Be with someone for years for them to even share this type of stuff with you. If you're fortunate enough or you even have the money to do it. So I created my membership, Life Mastery Academy, so that you can gain access to the knowledge, to the information, to the coaching, to the mentorship that you deserve to have, so you can be and live the life that you know you're meant to live. It literally just cuts out the oh, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, oh, maybe I need this. It cuts all that out, gives you access to the real deal, and gets you exactly where you want to go. Next to my one-on-one coaching, this has produced so many results. We have membership members who have gone on to tap into industries 100% like male-dominated industries, and she is breaking through, and she is literally generating income, bigger income than she's ever seen in her life. We have people who came into the membership, they were not married. They started growing and building up that confidence, building up who she is on the inside. It didn't take less than a year for her to get married. Now she's linked up with her husband. They're living and enjoying each other. And it's literally miraculous. After years of not having anyone, after years of being single and just living for God and just doing her thing by herself, now she has her helpmate. She attributes it to the confidence and the growth that she experienced in the membership. So guys, it's time. It's time. If you know it's your time, it's your turn, If you know it's the shift that you've been waiting for, then go ahead and go to the easiest link that you can use is faithabraham.com, and just click on the link that says the Academy. The Academy. That's my offer for you today for those of you who aren't already in the Academy. And if you are in the Academy, you know that if you have two packages, $97, $47. If you're at the $47 and you are getting the knowledge, you're going into the vault, you're going through the master classes, you're downloading the books and the free courses that are available to you, and you're like, you know what, I need to take this to another level, then level up. Level up, okay, beauty? Level up. Go into the $97 and let's get that one-on-one time together to really take you up to a different level. I just believe that many of us are just so powerful, are so great, are so capable of doing powerful things if we allow ourselves and amplify ourselves. Having these things in place allows this to happen, and it just becomes a lifestyle of miracles. So listen, if you have any questions, make sure you put it in the video. We'll go through them. We'll chat through them. You know, we have our private group as well on Telegram. Let me know what you thought about today's masterclass. Also, by the end of next week, you'll have your workbook of this masterclass, so that you can have the video, you can have the workbook, you can break it down, write notes, do your thing, any ideas and stuff like that that you got during our time together. You can write it down and always refer back to it. Like I said, just have your binder so that you can put everything in there, and when you want to just sit down and immerse yourself, you can do it easily and effortlessly. I love you. I know big things are waiting for you, so let's do it. And I will look forward to next month in our group program. I'll see y'all soon. Love you.